Hi, this is Tim here. I hope you're keeping well. This is a mechanical masterpiece put together by Jonathan. Jonathan, what is your last name?
Marinovic.
And I asked him would he mind putting together an assembly of a couple of the gears, some of the gears that we teach in the mechanical systems course. And I was hoping he would do one at a time, but he says, nah, I'll just put them all in one assembly. Now, in fairness, I thought that was impossible, but sure, you know, he made it work. So this is a beautiful job. So Jonathan, will you start off with the motor and kind of explain what that motor is, and then each of the different components?
Sure. So this is a AC geared motor using a warm gear
Yep.
that drives this shaft. Now this is a flexible shaft that gives you a little bit of leeway in terms of being of misalignment with the shaft from the motor.
Now, what they call that a Lovejoy, isn't that right?
Yeah,
Lovejoy coupling.
So that goes to a pillow block, which is a bearing hooked up to a machine block. And that gives the shaft some support. And this is all connected to the first gear system we have, which is a miter gear.
Okay.
Now, a miter gear system uses, in this case, a 90 degree, where both the gears are the same size. That gives you a 1-to-1 ratio, but gives you the ability to change rotation from 90 degrees.
Yep. So they're miter gears,
Yes.
and if they had a different gear ratio, they would no longer be called miter. They call them bevels for some reason. So if you need a right angle turn, a miter is a good gear for that. And then you've transferred it all the way over to these chaps.
These are two spur gears, 1-to-1 ratio again, and basically that just transfers torque parallel from one gear to another. It also changes the rotation of the shaft.
Lovely. Now let me ask you a question. In order for the gears to mesh, let's turn this off for a second. In order for the gears to mesh, what needs to match?
The pitch of both of the gears.
Yep.
You can have different sized gears, but the gears per inch per each gear has to be the same, or they won't mesh at all and they'll chew each other up.
Right. Now hold on a second. What else? I know the pitch is one. I know what's the second thing that has to match?
Pitch diameter.
The pitch diameters. The pitch needs to match. There's another term that needs to match. Remember the 14.5 and the
Pressure angle.
Pressure angle as well. So what are the two types of pressure angles that we see on spur gears?
Mostly you'll see 14.5 pressure angle, or if they're high loads, it's a 20
degree. You got
20
it.
degree angle
Yep.
gear motor.
Yep. Now, how do you ensure that the power is transferred from the gear to the shaft? How is
You
that?
have to lock it in place with a key and a set screw to hold it, to allow it to rotate with the gear. If you don't have that key, it just will spin freely, or it won't transfer any power.
Yep. Now, these are fancy looking gears here. They look like spur gears.
They're helical gears. They're curved, and depending on the two different types of gear ratio you have, you can have this parallel or at a 90 degree as we have here.
Yep.
The helical gear is a lot better at transferring torque at high speeds, a lot smoother operation. But these are much more expensive than your spur gears due to the curved nature of each gear.
Yeah. So no, he's been working on this, I'd say, for about 2 hours, and I just let him go, and it's a beautiful setup here. So helicals come in two configurations: a left-handed version and a right-handed version.
Yes.
You have two of them here.
Yeah.
This one here, it looks like it's leaning to the right. That's called a right-handed helical gear. This one is leaning to the left. That's a left-handed gear. Now, how can we have different configurations with different gears?
So these two right here, because they're opposite angles, they can have a parallel configuration.
Yep.
And that sets them up. If you have the same one, however, they'll not mesh, but they can at a right angle.
There you go. That's it. You got it. Yeah, I like that. So, helicals are nice. So you can have parallel and perpendicular. They can transmit more power. They're smoother. They're quieter. What you've done here is you've taken that shaft all the way over to a worm, it's connected to a worm gear. Now, let's run this and show them. Sorry, I'm moving around here a bit.
So you have the worm gear, which is basically a screw connected to an actual spur gear. The screw rotates and it can transfer an immense amount of torque to your actual spur gear. And it cannot backdrive. This gear cannot drive this gear. This
No,
worm.
your worm gear is very similar to a spur gear.
Yes.
The teeth are a little bit they're a little bit at a curve or at an angle. I don't know what angle, maybe 5 degrees. And then there's actually a curve to
The
fit.
saddle within it.
Saddle, love, you got it. So let me just zoom out. Yeah, you got it. Beautiful. Look, this is a really nice job. All right, man. Well, look, I appreciate it. So we have the miters, we have the spur gears, we have the helicals, and we have a worm gear. So that's it.